Hey buddy, Eli with Plan of Trading. Today we are going to go over 4 plants that are going to throw you straight back to the 90s, right? I wasn't born in the 90s, but if you look at any photos from the 90s of houses, in living rooms, dining rooms, pretty much wherever, you're going to find at least one of these plants. So let's jump into the 4 plants. At number 4, one of my favorite plants to talk about it all the time is the peace lily. You're going to see these, not maybe as common, but still a lot of them. And I think mostly because they are unkillable. Most of these plants on this list are going to be unkillable. I feel like that was kind of the vibe of just kind of throw it in there, and if it just can survive, it's going to stay in the home. If not, we're going to toss it out of here. And peace lily is a definition of a plant that will not die and can take a big beating. So grab yourself one of these. These are pretty cheap nowadays. You can get a variegated version, you can get just the regular version. As you can see, this one is just got some water here a couple of days ago and starting to sag again. So super easy to take care of. Watered about once a week or so, I would say. Fertilize it once a week in the summer if you want to, or every other week, depending on how concentrated your fertilizer is. And then just keep an eye on it. Once it starts to sloop down a little bit, give it some water. But this is the first one. Give the second one here is the rubber tree. This one is more of like a throw it on the floor in the corner, kind of next to the snake plant. Maybe if we don't have a snake plant, we're gonna get one of these. It was a tree. It looks really good. In my opinion, I really like it as well. The leaves just look fantastic. And it really goes with that 90s style, just of the colors and the color palette of those pastels and everything. You can pick this up from a garden store or a big box store. This one I think was about 40 bucks for this big one. It was in a gallon pot. You get smaller ones, of course, and get bigger ones, of course, but this was about 40 bucks, maybe 45 bucks at the time. It looks really good, and it's just one of those staple houseplants that you can throw in the corner. They're very easy to take care of. Just water it about once every other week when the first about 3 or 4 inches of topsoil get dried out. If it's a little smaller of a plant, maybe the top 2 inches, but I have a big pot of this one, so keep an eye on it, and then it will pretty much tell you when it needs to be watered, and make sure it's just growing. These ones are not, I have to chop these off here a little bit. They're starting to rot, so chop those off. But other than that, super easy plant and it's super lovely to look at in any space. Coming in at number 2, another unkillable plant, one of my favorites as well, is the spider plant. I feel like this fits the theme of like the peace lily as well, of just an unkillable plant, pretty much does not die. It is gorgeous to look at. The greenage, the sprouts and little babies that come off of it, easy to propagate, get a lot more of them as well. The care for this plant, super easy. About once a week, just water it. Once it looks like it's starting to die out a little bit, that's when you want to give it water. I let mine fully dry out before I water it, just so I don't overwater it. And then this gets actually very low light in the office right now. So once you change that up, or once the more springy time and summer light come out, they will start producing some babies that you can just cut off, throw in some water and propagate. These are pretty cheap as well. I think this is a half-gallon pot. Was about 20 bucks or so, not super bad. And a lot of times I've seen garden stores just kind of give these out at the end of the season just because they have so many of them and people don't seem to buy them. At least that's what's happened the last couple of years. Maybe this year will be different, but this is plant number 3 if you want to go back to the 90s. And we're going to wrap up the journey of the first place with this beautiful jade succulent. Definitely 90s coded right here. It is just a beautiful plant. In my opinion, I love it. This is probably my favorite plant that I own, not just because I've had it for 7 years, but it looks beautiful and it's super easy to take care of, especially in one of these terracotta pots. They don't overwater easily, so you just water it completely, let it soak down, and then let it dry out completely until you water it again. Or when the leaves get squishy, you can give it some water. If you look at any photos from the 90s, if we go back to that, this is definitely gonna be somewhere, either in the kitchen or in the dining room. It is a symbol of good luck as well. Very fortunate plant, and I just can't get over how good it looks and how easy it is and just the style of it. I love it. It definitely fits the 90s color palette again with those greens and the pastels. It looks fantastic. If your theme of your house is gonna go kind of the 90s, early, mid, whatever 90s, go with some of these plants. It will fit the vibe of the home. If you have the decorations of it, like give it the wallpaper, maybe some older thrifted furniture, these will go with it and transport you right back to the 90s and out of the 2000s. So take a look at those 4 plants. We got the peace lily, the rubber tree, the spider plant, and this jade succulent, of course. So take a look at those. Super cheap, super easy to take care of. they're all pretty much indestructible. And I think that is definitely a theme that we saw in these plants.